So the French Institute of South Africa and Bassline will host a flagship initiative called the Live Music Lab. It is an important career development program designed to incubate 15 youths with event and live music, theatrical and practical training. For more on this, I'm now joined in studio by Bassline owner Brett Holmes, as well as cultural attaché at the Institute at the French Institute for South Africa, Sophie Boulé, who's joining us in studio as well. Sophie, thank you so much for making time for us. Brett, good morning to you as well.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
I want to start off with Brett because live events actually take a lot of work, a lot of money that goes into it, the capital that is involved, and also the logistics in general that is involved with live events. Can you just describe us from your experience the importance of live events?
Well, I think if you're in the concert promotion business like I am, then you are naturally an entrepreneur, and this is who we would be also looking at with the Live Music Lab. So the entrepreneurship requires risk, vision, and very strong communication skills. Mm-hmm. I think the big thing around it is what we're trying to do is there's different temperaments for different parts of what you do behind the musician. And what we're trying to do is create job opportunities, what happens behind the musician.
Yeah.
So the musician is the commodity. The commodity needs to be healthy and strong, but nobody really knows, what goes behind it. And there are loads of job opportunities behind that. And what we're doing is we've developed a course that gives people ideas of what the job opportunities are.
Yeah.
And then we give them entry-level training so that they can go and look for work, and know what they're talking about.
Okay, before we go to what the program is offering us, I still want to go back to what goes into a live event. Yesterday, for instance, I was at the launch of Thandiswa Mazwai's new album, Sankofa. Incredible. And sometimes you sit there and you're just in awe of the artist, as you refer to as the commodity at that particular stage, that this is the commodity. But everything else that needs to work in unison so that the commodity can actually can shine and deliver on what was promised on the flyer, what was promised during an interview.
Yeah, well, so it is as I'm saying, it's everything behind the artist that what we're trying to do. So as far as Thandiswa Mazwai is concerned, one of the most wonderful, beautiful, delicious artists. And I can imagine the show must have been amazing.
And it was packed.
Yeah, amazing. So it's everything that goes behind Thandiswa's team that makes it work so well. So Thandiswa's got an amazing team. And Thandiswa is also one of the artists which is quite similar to Zonke, Shava. These artists are also doing their own shows. Okay, and the reason why they're doing their own shows is because they have the industry's changed, and obviously with social media, so they are the people that have attracted the fans. They're the people that talk to the fans. So what you need to do is, if you're going to have a flyer and you can say Thandiswa Mazwai, her timing with her album coming out the day before, it's all strategy. It's everything about what went around her show was strategic. Mm-hmm. So as she launched it, it was 20 years of the track with Bongo Muffin, if I can remember. So it's all about strategy. So what I'm, for instance, doing Bassline Fest on the 25th of May, that's all about, so we're doing the return of Lira. It's 30 years of Bassline. It's 30 years of South Africa. Big thing. 25 years. Of Fête de la Musique and of French institution Bassline. So what you do, you've got the strategy behind you, and then you implement the strategy with your team, which is made up, on these big shows. I remember I used to do Jazz on the Lake. We would employ 700 people to make that process work.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do, it's about implementing a strategy that involves risk, and making very calculated risk decisions.
Perfect. So now we know what goes into the business and the technicalities of it, Sophie. What is it about the French Institute of South Africa that you saw that this is a perfect opportunity to partner with people like Bread?
Yes, for us, this is a new initiative, this program for youth, and it is made possible by the French Ministry of Foreign Affairs because it's part of our commitment to cooperation and to sustainable investment in cultural and creative industries. So South Africa is a key partner for France for cultural and creative industry, and this program on music industry is really important for us. It is the first time that we develop this kind of program, not for creative part of the music industry, but for the behind-the-scene music industry, because we want to support young for new to develop their skill in the music industry, but behind the scene.
Yeah, because a lot of the time, Sophie, when we look at the artist, we just think of the artist, and I'm going to refer back to what Brett said there. Like, you think about this is the commodity and this is what the commodity offers, but we don't think about the technical skills that are actually required to make the commodity shine the way that the commodity is shining. And speak to us about those technical skills, why it is important to also ensure that we invest in those technical skills, not just generally what would happen the artist per se, or we emphasize on art and forget the technical aspect that is also required to elevate it.
It is very important because it's kind of it is kind of the whole industry of music. So if you don't have a great background to support the creativity and the artist, I mean, the show cannot happen. So for us it was also important because we are used to do the Fête de la Musique. For the creative part, we promote young bands, young musicians, and we offer them a platform to perform on stage. But with this program, we also offer development of skill, building capacities for young people that want to work behind the scene in promotion, production, marketing, or also in sound, lights. I mean, this is a whole program for this kind of industry, but behind the scene industry, musical industry.
Yeah, Bread, who qualifies and what do they get once they've made the shortlist?
Okay, so it's a process. So we have people now who are entering via Bassline, our website. And then there's a Google form that they fill in. There's criteria that they need to follow. We'll then have a panel that will choose 15 of what we think are the most learners that are going to be the most capable. A big part.
Do they submit any supporting documents?
Yeah, I'll get there now.
Okay.
Yeah. A big part of the supporting documents is a motivation. We've received quite a few from people already, well, a lot. And the motivation is all about what it's about. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to get involved in the music industry? Because you need to be passionate about music. For me, I've spent my whole life revolves around music. So you need to be that kind of human, because then you will fit, there will be a space for you somewhere. Then the idea is that we're going to we're going to choose the 15, and those 15 will then be thrown into the deep end at the Bassline Fest, where they're going to be experiencing the return of Lira. And I can imagine that they're going to have an incredible experience, and they're going to shadow train. So what they're going to do is I'm going to have one with me. I'm going to have one with the lighting engineer, one with the sound engineer, one with the monitor engineer, one with the backline tech. Practical.
Yeah.
One with the backline tech, one with the backstage manager, one with the ticketing. So we'll have them all doing that. Then for a 2-week process, it's a classroom process. And there's a curriculum. But they're not taught by academics. They're taught by people who are working in the industry. That's the most important thing. So they can aspire to be like those people who are making it happen in the music industry. And it goes around that concert promotion, which is one of the modules that gets divided into topics. And then I will be getting heavyweight music industry people to come in. So concert promotion That's all about entrepreneurship. It involves marketing, it involves all kinds of things. Then you're going to have the guys who are good at technical stuff, lighting. That's somebody who can dream and create a space that looks beautiful. Then you've got the technical stuff, which is the FOH and monitor engineers, which is a highly a high skill. Okay, we are going to go strongly onto artist management, which is a big thing. So now, what's happening in the music industry in Africa is it's growing rampantly. Okay, so if we look at what's happening with Afrobeats in Nigeria, as an example, it's become like Burna Boy selling out in America and all the arenas.
Yep.
Then you're looking at what's happening with the Amapiano scene. It's blowing up, which means that our industry is growing and it needs skilled people to go in. So we are wanting to get people trained and so that they can move into the music industry with an idea of what they're doing. They're going to touring, they're going to publishing. A big part of it is stage and backstage management, which requires a different animal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that is high pressure. Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes artists can be a bit difficult also.
Yeah. But a big part of it as well is we want to teach people about looking after the commodity. The commodity is the artist. And if we didn't have the artist, none of us would have any work.
Yeah.
So the idea is we're going to have a process of health and looking at how we keep our artists healthy.
Okay.
How we're getting their voice and their body to be one.
Just quickly give us that website again, where people can go to apply. When is the deadline again?
It's on Wednesday.
The deadline is Wednesday. Okay,
Yeah.
that website again?
So it's www.bassline, which is BASSLINE.co.za. And they need to go to the tab, and it says Live Music Lab.
Okay. Sophie, just quickly in conclusion, what's the big vision that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has for initiatives like these? I know, like for instance, when you look at Eurovision in Europe, it's massive, and I wonder if at some point we will see a skills exchange program also between, for instance, Brett speaks about how live events are becoming a big deal on the continent as well. And we know that, for instance, when you look at Eurovision, all of the work that has gone in there, the years of experience as well, and the possibility of having an exchange skills program. I don't know if if I'm coming up here with a new idea, but maybe I don't know if this is anything that you guys are looking at all.
Yes, we are looking at this kind of cultural exchange. This is the aim of the French Institute of South Africa, because we have been created in 1995, and since then we are just trying to develop this kind of cultural exchanges. And just to let you know, this program has been designed also with our priority in terms of cultural policies, because it's an inclusive program. We target youth from communities, from townships, from downtown CBD. We want this program to be efficient. It's a 5 weeks program, so we really want to go straight to the point and not to have a too long program. And it is also a program dedicated to women. We will have a special attention to women, and it resonates with our feminist diplomacy of France. So I mean, it's really all is included in this program. So, and it's part of what we aim, what we are here for. We are here to develop our exchange and collaboration, and also to change life. If with this program, if we are able to change one life, I mean, it's part of our job as a civil servant.
Yeah.